Hey everybody, welcome to the Adult Babies Podcast. Episode number, we didn't...
75.
75.
Right?
Sounds
I'm
right.
pretty sure it's 75.
75, we're all out of sorts.
Sure.
I am B.
And I'm Chic.
And I'm Chris.
TikTok, you don't stop, boys.
TikTok,
All right?
don't
Alrighty.
stop.
We're back. How you guys doing?
Yes,
Good.
this is episode 75.
Okay.
I just know how to verify that.
Oh, good.
But how's
Real
everybody doing
professional
today?
here.
Yeah, real professional.
We keep it.
I'm glad to be back this week.
Me too.
I had a little bit of a rough day. I've been in a bad
Yeah,
mood all
what's
day.
going on with you?
But we'll get into that. But I wanted to, because you came in here and you just look
Handsome.
out of sorts.
Oh,
Doesn't he, Chris? Doesn't he
You
just
look a
look
little-
like he doesn't look cheery and happy? And I just want to know what
I
happened.
feel like I look the opposite of... I mean, I know you're trying
You're
to get
clean
at...
shaven
Yeah, yeah.
and you look clean and good, but
Because I got rid
it
of
looks like
all-
you're hiding
Yeah.
the sadness that's below you with cleanliness.
Okay. If anybody knows about hiding sadness, it would be you. So maybe you're right.
Yeah, but not with cleanliness.
But not with
yeah.
cleanliness. Yeah, that's new to me.
Yeah, no, I went to the Jet game last night.
What happened?
Ooh, it was a
Yeah,
rough
we
one.
didn't see the game.
Yeah,
What
it was a rough
happened?
one.
Tell me what's up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yes!
First of all-
Good for you, Chris.
first of all,
Did you do that on purpose?
Of course I did.
the
Yes.
Browns,
Chris is wearing a
the
Cleveland Brown
Browns,
shirt.
like I said, the Browns are not a good team.
No,
They're
they're
not.
not good.
They
at all.
are
Your
good.
team- You're not good team.
Of course they did. Yeah. Well, with
We
my,
will get into it because they are not good.
No,
they
they
are
are.
not good. And
They fall
yeah,
apart.
they did. They
Yeah.
did beat my third string quarterback. You're right.
Not for nothing, your third string quarterback is better than your second string quarterback.
Well, that happens a lot because they don't know the guy.
In his defense, you were at the game, so you weren't listening.
Yes.
Apparently, they're saying he's a gamer, and they actually had some decent things to say
I-
about him
I
as he was
don't-
coming in. And you know I've been giving your team and you a ton of shit this year
Yes.
about the Jets.
Yeah.
He impressed me. I was actually they called a relatively loose game for a third string quarterback.
Yeah.
I expected him to hand it off and game is over.
Me
But
too.
they let him throw the ball, and he
A
did
couple
pretty
of times
decent.
they shouldn't have thrown the ball. They should have handed it to
Well,
Bell.
I'm not saying the play calling's great, but
Um,
they let him. They didn't run a conservative offense with
No,
him.
they did. So anyway, I did go to the game. Me and my buddy went to the game last night. Went on the BK Sweeney's bus. Have you ever
bus
done
looked
that?
Miserable.
What?
That bus looked miserable.
All right. Well,
I've heard great things about it.
he
I've
just
heard good and bad things.
He
about
took a
it.
bad picture.
There's nothing there. It's fantastic.
No,
The price. It is the best deal in town.
I've actually heard nothing but good things because they do it for Giants and Jet games,
Yeah.
I believe. So I'm not even gonna knock it. The picture our buddy sent
I know.
us
Well,
of it, it looked like there's one person yawning and everybody's just sitting. It looked like the most anticlimactic tailgate picture.
He took a picture of the bus. So let me just give you guys what happened. It's basically a bus from this bar in Bethpage called BK Sweeney's, and the deal is $75, and it is all the beer and all the food you could ever ask for.
Before and after.
Before and after, plus a ride to the game.
Yeah, it's
It
perfect.
is
That's pretty cool.
the
Yeah.
pretty cool.
And you're
It's the
usually with
greatest-
fans, so it's like,
Yeah.
you're same team fans, so
Right.
it's nice.
Between tolls and parking at that stadium alone, you'd be already paying $75.
Oh, I'm
So,
not
and then-
dashing the idea.
And then you're getting a ton. So it's a great deal. He took that. I almost spit. He took
you
that.
spit in my face.
I almost hocked a loogie right here.
You almost-
I got so excited.
B, if you would have hocked a loogie in my face, it would have been one of those things where I have
It would have
no
been the best
choice
part of
but
your
to
day.
hit you.
No, you wouldn't have.
I wouldn't have, but I wanted to. Because
Yeah.
we didn't we
That's
talk
pretty
about
cool.
that.
Yeah,
that's
I
like
mean, that's like worse than getting
Yeah.
punched.
that's like yeah,
We
we
have
talked
talked
about
about
that.
that.
It's
Yeah,
worse
yeah.
than getting punched. But
It
anyway,
is.
I saw it coming. I almost got nervous.
It almost came out. So my friend did take that picture, and I saw him take that picture. I was like, dude, wait till we get. We were not even on the 135 yet when he took that picture.
In
I'm
his
like,
defense, he's not a huge social media guy.
of course.
So he wouldn't understand.
He was just trying to take. We were trying to
Yeah.
bust balls like through the.
Yeah, we're here and you guys are at work type thing. I
Yeah.
get it.
So we're in like a group text, Chris, like for the fantasy
fantasy.
football. I think we talked about it before. It's a nightmare for everybody involved, just because it's nonstop. It's not.
It is. It's nuts.
nonstop.
Even
But-
I haven't been on it that much because it's nuts. It's a
Yeah,
lot.
it's insane, and I feel like even today, I was driving home from work, and I'm like busting your balls, and I'm running out of insults to say to you.
And I wasn't even responding at this point because
I know.
I was busy at that towards the end of the day. But we have one person on that text who's just the angriest. He makes me
He
look
makes you look happy.
like a fucking happiest kid in the world.
Yeah, which is tough.
And it's
Shit.
tough. He's as mean and angry as anybody I've ever seen.
Damn.
But we won't even get into that.
So
It
we
just made me
we
laugh.
take this bus and it is so fun. It's like you just right on the way there they pull out the beers and you know, you're drinking beers.
Is there any pregame before the bus?
There,
Or is it
well,
you're just there waiting to get
yeah.
out?
I mean, you
All
could
right.
drink
I know,
in the
yeah,
bar, but
obviously.
I was like, I'll wait till the.
But it's like, but is it a tail? Because I've never taken it. I've heard nothing but good things.
Yeah.
I've never taken it. Like, what happens when you get there?
Okay, so you get on the bus first of all, and they just wheel out just like coolers of just beer, just nonstop.
Damn.
It's hundreds of beers. So you drink on the way there. I try to take it easy because I know myself. I have, you know, I can't. I love to drink, but I can't have a lot.
Yeah.
So once you get there, you pull up, and the great thing is you can take like you're in a bus, so you can take like all like the bus lanes and everything.
Yeah, that's the reason why they do it.
Yeah. So you fly there.
No, we're fine.
So you fly there like relatively fast. I think we got there around 6 o'clock.
And don't they usually have a lane out of there too, where you don't have to wait
Yeah,
in traffic?
yeah.
That's like
You're
the
right
big
out.
part.
See,
Is you're
that's
out of
huge.
there.
Just
And-
getting out of there is nice.
So you pull right into Jet Life Stadium, and you get to the
Please don't call it that.
Yeah,
again.
relax.
Your team's 0-2.
you get to okay. Every team's
So
on.
let's not call that stadium either.
All right.
It's just MetLife.
So you get to like this great bus lot, and it's right by the main entrance. So it's like a close walk, and right away they pull out the beers and they set up a grill. They have this huge grill, and you know burgers, hot dogs, pasta, chips, anything you want.
Nice.
And it just goes right up until game time, basically.
Okay, that's what I was gonna
Yeah.
ask. Like, so how early do they get to the stadium before the game?
It's about 2 hours, two and a
Oh,
half
cool.
hours.
See,
before.
all right. I love that, and I think that's a great
Yeah.
idea. The group that I go to Giant games with, like, they always have season tickets.
I know
The
exactly what you're
J10
saying.
crew.
Yep.
So, what I find is funny is because these guys are nuts, and the tailgate is the best part.
Of course.
They leave. Like, when I go to games with them, I have to be up and at 'em. Like, we leave at 7. You get to Giant Stadium to when you're waiting on the line to get in. Like,
Yes.
you have to wait to get in.
Oh.
And then they hook up their own. They've made their own porta potty now, so we don't have to use the other porta potties. We have like a little thing. You can only pee. You can't shit. But we have like our own thing in our their spot, and they cook tons of food, such good food. It always struck me as that you would be the type to be a tailgater, like where you drive and have your own tailgate, as opposed to you dudes in the bus. No hot knock on the bus.
So for years I was.
Okay, that's what I always thought.
My family had tickets.
That's what I was just gonna say.
My
That's
family
what I
had season
remember.
tickets since the Jets played at Shea Stadium. Going that far.
Oh, okay. Alright.
So throughout the bad years in the '90s, my dad, we had season tickets, and for a 1 o'clock game, we're in the lot making breakfast.
Well, that's the thing. You don't want to hit traffic going there, so you
Yeah.
leave super early.
Yeah, you leave.
It's
you
just,
know,
it is. You're spending the whole. You're literally there for a 1 o'clock
That's
game
a
the
nice
whole
day,
day.
though.
Oh,
great.
it's a long day.
It's a long day.
Yeah.
It's so you leave at like 7, 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, and you're there. You make breakfast there. A couple Bloody Marys, some cigars. Back then I wasn't smoking or drinking, but
Whatever, you're having fun.
but that's how it was. But it just got to the point where
it's a lot.
it's a lot.
It is a lot. If you're gonna do it the right way, it should be a lot.
Yeah, it should be.
You know what I mean?
And for me personally, like the games, it's tough to get to a game these days. And even
It
watching
is.
the game, it was fun. We had great seats.
And
We
it's,
were-
you
we
don't
were
want to
down
do it
on-
again, right? It's like once
I'm
a
like,
year.
I'm good.
That's my thing.
Yeah.
One game a year is good enough for me.
I do like to hear I like to hear
Dude, there's
what's
nothing
going
like
on.
being at the
Yeah.
home crowd and with the feel.
It's
I get it,
uh,
but it's such a
the
long...
smell of the barbecue.
Yeah,
There's
you
something
love it.
about like it reminds me of like my childhood. Like
Oh, well,
like,
you grew up
you
with
know,
season
flashback.
tickets, so I get
growing
it.
up and going up, but I didn't go every week because I was young.
But still,
too.
you went enough.
But I went enough, and just that smell of like the charcoal, like
Yeah.
charcoal grill with the burgers cooking and
A nice
throwing
day.
the pig
I
skin
was gonna
around.
say a beautiful day tailgate is really second to none
There's
as far
nothing
as
better.
just like an enjoyable time. Like
There's
you just
nothing better.
ready, and if your team is good, which we were not
Yeah,
having that
we're not
luxury
having
this
that
year.
season. That season.
it's even better because you're like, wow, my team might win. We're in the hunt. Like, it's just a great vibe, and it's just so much fun. But when your team sucks, you can still
Tough to watch.
When the team sucks, though, the great thing about the tailgate is you leave by halftime, and you go back to your tailgate.
Yeah.
You have to tailgate afterwards.
Well, this is what I want to bring up because this is the miserable part about going on the bus.
It's no matter what you can't
are
leave.
stuck. So, like...
Do they do a head count where if everybody's there, they'll leave early?
They give you... It's pretty loose. It's pretty loose where they're like, listen, you have a half hour after the game to get back here. It's where we are. They're like, it's anywhere in the stadium you can get back here in a half an hour. It's the main entrance. But get back here by that time, and we're gone. We're not waiting, I think even the people that run it are hammered at this point,
Oh, yeah. I wonder how many people get left back.
It happens all the
time.
time.
I was just going to say it has to.
Yeah. I've gone on the bus where I'm like, oh, the guys in front of us aren't even here anymore.
And you never know, because sometimes those people could actually find somebody and tag along.
Yeah,
it's not like they're necessarily doing...
And you're not stranded, there's a train. Like
you can figure it out.
You're not stranded.
You're not stranded. It ain't a fun place to be stuck at.
You are still in another state. The one thing we did have the group on the bus was fun. They were everybody just gets wild like they by the time you get to the Grand Central by the time you're going over the George Washington Bridge, the Jets chants are in full. So like you get to know everybody. One thing that was interesting when we get back, the guy in front of us, somebody gets his a Twitter thing, and he's like, dude, you're going viral right now.
Who, you?
No, one of the guy sitting in front of me.
Did he really go viral?
Yeah, he went viral. So Darren Rovell, he's a big NFL guy. He took a picture of this guy, and he was on his phone, and he had the anatomy of a vagina on it. Like I'll pull it up.
Wait.
So wait, Darren Rovell took a picture of the guy on your bus.
Yes.
Okay.
And once we got back,
in the crowd or was it in the stadium?
He was in the crowd, but he was like right behind him.
Oh, all right.
And I'll find it, but it was crazy. Like, all right, so here it is. He goes. I've seen some distracted fans at games. I'm gonna say this with 9:50 to go, and Jets Brown takes the cake. And it's just a picture with like a biology picture of the vagina. It's the weirdest thing.
Get the fuck out of here!
So that guy happened.
That's in a group chat.
Yes.
Look at it. That's the best thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's his friends fucking with him.
They're all finding out after because Darren Rovell's like a big NFL guy.
Yeah.
So he tweeted it out, and it went all over the place. Like,
Did you find out the story behind, like, what he was looking at?
They were hammered. And they were like, I can't believe it, bro. It was just...
Oh, thank God the kid's face is
I was
in
going
it.
to say, right? Could you imagine he was identified?
That was the hat I was looking at all night, though. Like,
wait, you were sitting in front of him?
No,
on
the bus.
Okay,
on the bus. But,
oh, that's hysterical.
Yeah.
Now I want to get into the gameplay.
Yeah.
Why? Because you were adamant about your excitement this year, and I was trying to tell you to take it down a little bit. And I know some of these injuries have somewhat of an effect. So I won't be as hard on you on here as I normally am. But I just need to understand, like, I told you so.
Well, first of all, you sound ridiculous right now.
What?
You sound ridiculous. I told you so.
You really seemed like this was going to be the year, though.
No, am I right? And I told him, like, to simmer down.
Are you guys slow adults? Like, what are you talking about? There's...
You thought they were winning in at least 8 games.
Okay, we're on my third-string quarterback.
I said I get it.
Yeah,
but with your starting quarterback, you lost to Buffalo first week.
He was
and now
sick
he's out
already,
because of mono. Now game 1 he was sick too, right?
Yeah,
It came out 3 days after.
He was sick that day.
I mean, he could have been sick for that.
He seemed fine.
Did you see the meme with the chick who had a sign that said, I gave...
I did.
That was great.
A lot of Browns fans there. No, listen, Jets are playing awful. They're playing like garbage.
That's all I'm saying. Is like, yeah, I know they had injuries, but they don't look good.
But
no, we're not punching down.
Jamal Adams is already feuding with the team now.
Right. But when I say that injuries, I mean...
Oh, and that's why I'm not getting...
Third-string quarterback?
This is why I'm not, like, berating your Jets right now.
One of the top receivers out for the season.
What happened to the second string, though?
He broke his ankle last night.
Oh, that was a brutal...
I only saw
is it definitely broke? I mean, I knew it was,
season,
but I was just going to say, it's already came out. He's out for the season.
I don't know if it's a broken ankle, whatever it is, but he's out for the season.
It was bad. Did you see it at the stadium?
See, that's the thing about going to a
You don't
game.
know until after, right?
Me and Sean were like, we're looking, we're like, what the hell? Is that Simeon down? And you're like,
and then you see 4 coming in.
and then I'm like, oh my god, that's 19. Yep, that's him. So you're not like,
You don't know.
Yeah.
There's no commentary.
Yeah.
Well, there's no commentary. They don't necessarily show replays because they don't want to excite the crowd
That's
in certain
true,
yeah.
instances. Like, if you notice, they don't really show replays on close plays, per se.
No,
They
don't.
really don't. They don't want the crowd having such an obvious...
Unless it's in the Jets.
yeah,
game,
really.
you
Unless
know,
it's like
the home
something...
team thing.
Like, if they think it's going to go against you, they just won't even show it.
Yeah.
So,
So,
That's weird.
yeah, overall, it was... Listen, going to an NFL game is always fun.
No, I
Like,
know, but
It was...
you
like,
just look disheartened because you know... I mean, we both... My Giants season's over,
Yes.
and your Jets season, for all intents and purposes, is
Yeah,
over.
it is.
And it's
Yeah.
2 weeks in.
Can we get into the Giants though for a second?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's
Bad
take
news
a...
today.
I don't see how it's bad news.
I
we
think-
were getting into this anyway.
Yeah.
I have to talk about this.
Okay.
Because
just
I am
make the
extremely
point?
upset about
I think
this.
the Giants have done Eli dirty the past couple of years.
Yes.
This is
that's
dirty?
why I want... Nope, let me get into it.
He's a legend. You're
Let me-
gonna
What are you
laugh
gonna do? Keep a legend out until he's in a geriatric?
Give him
It's
more
over.
than 2 games.
Okay, can I say my piece?
They should have never had him back. That's it.
Okay,
Go.
I would have been if they made last season his last season.
They
and
can't
gave
just
him
do
a
that. His
good-
contract had him till this year.
Okay. Didn't know that.
Yes. This is his last year in his contract.
I understand. Go.
So here's what I would have liked to happen.
This has turned into the Adult Baby Football Show.
It's all right. It is what it is.
Yeah.
We never do this.
No.
Deal with it, people.
We're-
We're big,
Football
we're
season
big
getting
football
heated,
fans,
everybody.
and part of the reason why I'm a baby today is because of this.
Yeah.
And I'll get into the other stuff. I woke up today. Got a 96 on my sleep report.
Oh my
Can
god.
I tell you every morning?
Damn, that's the only A you've ever
I
done?
look forward
Yeah.
to my sleep report and see how I slept
Wait,
last
so
night.
every morning, what is it? Print out a little.
No, I have an app that's called My Air.
Oh, you wear one of those like
And
sensor things?
so what happens is I wear my sleep apnea device,
Right.
and it's connected to. I'll show you guys before we leave.
Okay.
It's connected to like a little mini machine, and that machine, the people who run it could read the material, like the data on it, and then I get a report and I get grades every night.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh my god.
How you doing?
44. You got a 44 last night though.
That was Sunday night. I had a rough night's sleep on Sunday.
Oh, man.
The machine came off. That's why I failed.
Oh.
But I get basically on how many events I have per day, and how many.
Wait,
how
it's something's attached to you all day?
No, I'm sorry. Events I have at night.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I meant to say that. So what happens is I put it on, I sleep, and then I wake up in the morning, and then once I'm done, I usually wait like an hour or so, and then I go right into my app, and I'm all happy, like, oh, let's see how I slept.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Even though I know how I feel. So
That's
sometimes,
good.
like, I could feel good, and I know that, like, oh, that was a good night.
Yeah.
I had a good night.
You know you.
And some nights you know you have a bad night. So I went in today.
I would
and
never know if
I
I
had a
had a bad
96.
night.
Well, because I don't feel good.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You
part of
wake
the
up,
reason.
Sleep is so new for him too.
Yeah.
You guys got to realize,
Yeah.
like I don't sleep a lot.
So do you wake
So,
up like
I
not
used to
feeling
wake up
well?
a ton in the middle of the night, and then I'd wake up, and it was like a ton of bricks hit me in the morning, and I couldn't get out of bed. So, like, yeah, I'm a lazy fuck sometimes,
Oh, lots.
but a lot of it has to do with the lack of energy I have and how fucked up I feel every day.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I do other
No, I
things
know.
Are you
to help my
feeling better? It's
situation.
been like 2 weeks.
But yeah, I
Are
feel
you
better now.
good?
And
You look better.
I have allergies
You
right now,
actually
but
do
even
look
my
better
boss,
now.
like they say, they just seems like I'm a little more like energetic. But so I get a good grade today. I'm like, boom, good day today. And then, shut up, Bella.
All right.
And then
The dog just barked.
yeah, she's just gonna go crazy now. So I
Like a
fucking,
possum or something like that?
she just chases all the animals and just barks sometimes. She'll bark. So this fucking dog threw
Just
me all
go.
off.
Jesus Christ.
So I wake up, I'm in a good mood, and then all of a sudden, I get an alert on my phone. And I swear to God, I saw it, and it says, breaking news, Giants.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm like,
You're already-
what the fuck is
This
going
is after
on?
your test. You're feeling good.
Yeah, I'm in a good mood.
And it's
it
probably
says,
around 10 o'clock this morning, 10, 11
yeah,
o'clock.
I don't have the exact time, but yeah, it was late this morning. Now, anybody who knows me knows that I am probably a bigger Eli fan than most Giant fans.
Yes.
Most people just straight up gave up on him.
In my opinion, if you draft somebody and you tell them he's going to have a 12-year career, he's not going to miss any games, you may not make the playoffs every year, but he's going to win you 2 Super Bowls, everybody's
Legend.
signing up
He's
for
a
that.
legend. Of course.
Yeah, everybody's signing up for that.
Yeah.
I am
I've
loyal.
never experienced
I have
that in my
loyalty to a fault in the sense where he won us 2 Super Bowls. In my opinion, he's earned the right and he's handled every situation with class. There's never been an issue with him ever through all the bullshit that's happened the last couple of years of the Giants fucking up his streak, and just kind of like every week he's under the gun of when they're going to take him out and when not. He's earned the right to play the rest of his contract. So my goal this year, and I know we drafted Daniel Jones, and you wanted to see what he has.
You have to see.
You have to. I get it, and I don't. So my point was, one, he should start every game, or at least come out in the beginning of the year and say Eli's starting every home game.
That makes no sense.
Why? You just have to see what the guy has. You're not playing to win games. You're playing to see his athleticism. So all he needs to do is get in live games.
Yeah, and
you can let him start road
the
games.
Biggest issue with the Giants right now.
Yeah, it's not.
You know what I mean?
And Eli wasn't, and they even said this has nothing to do with what Eli's done. His numbers have actually been pretty good.
It doesn't.
But you're not letting me finish. Okay, so my whole thing was I wanted to let him finish out the year.
Your Giant friends were.
Well, disagree with me. I'm not saying I'm a common.
This is insane.
It's not insane, but it's my thoughts and my opinion, and I don't really give a fuck.
I know you don't, but go on.
So, we need to bomb this year. We need to get a good pick next year. Like, we're not winning, so the best hope is to get another high draft pick and draft a top defensive stud, or you draft a quarterback if you need one. Now, I would in a perfect world, I would like Eli to play this year out. His contract's done. Let him go on. See what Daniel Jones has next year. I understand you got to see what he has this year, because if you're in that position and he sucks, you need to get a quarterback. What they did the first game, bring him in the third quarter, fourth quarter when they brought him in. Whatever, in the beginning of the year you could do that. Maybe start him a few games throughout the season. He's learning under Eli. Eli's a guy who's going to handle that situation fine.
Can I interrupt for 1 second?
He doesn't need to get thrown into the starter role and be named the starter of this team so they can move forward.
I think that was the mistake.
He could learn how to play the position and know that this year it's not your team this year. We're slowly incorporating you and seeing how you are.
Yeah,
it's like a trial.
Because I agree that Eli shouldn't start every
And
game.
week 3, it's way too soon.
But how are you?
That's my other
It's
thing.
early.
It's extremely early.
Announce, this guy's the new starter.
Yeah.
How are you going to do? Like,
you're acting like this is a big surprise. Eli knew this months ago, and you know that, Chick.
Eli knew what? He knew that eventually this year he was probably going to become not week 3.
It's early.
Not when he's playing decent.
It's early. I'll give you that.
No, it did not give me that. It's way too early.
But they're 0-2,
very early.
and it's time.
Did you expect them to win anything with Eli or with Daniel Jones? Does Daniel Jones have any weapons now that you're putting in this rookie quarterback, right? So you're pushing him up to week 3 to start him, right? So now you're going to send him out there with no number 1 receiver because Sterling Shepard's hurt.
Playing this week?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
They're playing Buccaneers.
okay.
But you're sending him out there with his starting receiver gone, not playing this week. That's smart, right? So now he's one thing
Take
behind
a weapon away.
Your number 2 receivers still suspended. Your starting scrub receiver got hurt last week in Corey Latimer.
Throw the guy to the wolves. It's fine.
No, that doesn't teach anybody anything. Put him out there with nobody to throw to, no to anything.
Listen,
it's too early.
He's gonna hand off to Barkley the whole game.
Then what's Eli can hand the fucking ball off to Barkley.
No,
and I agree with they won't. You got to see what he has. If you're gonna play him, you run the offense.
See what he has, and it's time.
No, week 3 isn't the time with no weapons. Wait till the team gets healthy.
But you're
what are you wasting?
You're wasting not knowing anything with using Eli.
Not if you're going to get it done this year anyway. I mean, does it matter if he's had 8 games or 6? No, it doesn't. You're going to know what you have from him within 2 or 3 games.
The more experience he gets, the better.
No, we're not looking to get him experience. We're looking to see what we have.
Chick.
He either has it or he doesn't, and you'll know very soon.
I really respect your fandom because I know what you're saying. And if Sam Darnold, I couldn't even imagine if I got that.
You guys haven't had a Super Bowl since '69. If you get a quarterback that wins 2, and it's not the reason you're bad right now. You just want to ship him out.
I understand that.
Let him finish his contract. It's his last year.
And
you can still see what you have behind him.
But you know football. That is.
I do know it, and I get it. That's why I said I know I'm in the minority.
It had to be done.
I never said my view is the common opinion.
Well, it never is.
And that's part of the reason. So
that's why you're all fired up under the pants.
So one, work's not going as good. You know, it's not bad. It's not bad. No, it's just I'm not making like commissions, whatever. I don't really want to get into that too much. It's not as good as I would have liked it to be just yet. But part of it, I gotta step my game up. Yeah. But whatever. So I'm just not, but I'm just saying, like, that wasn't great. Like, it was just like, you're sitting at a shit day at work, you fucking Your boy just got fucking benched, and like I am a bigger Eli fan than most. I get it. I know my opinion's in the minority, and it doesn't make as much sense.
It's just most
as you
Giant
get
fans would be excited to see the new kid and see what he
A
has.
lot of
That's
them are.
exciting.
I just think
The other thing is I'm not excited to see him because I have zero faith in the kid. I didn't like the pick from the get-go.
I don't know.
But that's another
I
thing.
don't
We'll
know.
see what he has.
We'll see.
I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And like everyone's like, what? So you want him to suck? No, I want him to be great, and I want you all to yell at me saying, "Chick, I told you so."
You know, the wrong move was the Geno Smith. That was an awful move.
That's what I'm saying.
This
though.
is
Like,
the
they-
right way. This is.
And here's my thing. I don't think
Eli
that the franchise is ruining how they're handling this. I think you announce it early in the week. You give them a full week. It's not a surprise. I think it's too early. I personally want to see Eli the rest of the year. It's my last year I'm going to get to watch him play.
But you know,
good or bad.
if they won against Buffalo, it probably would have.
If they won
Yeah,
against Buffalo, you have to
absolutely.
keep him in.
Yeah. It's just
As long as you're not out of it, you have to keep him in.
0-2. It's just not.
But it's
good.
0-2, and you're not even at full strength. You have two receivers that are coming
I
back
guess- I
soon.
know. It was-
Why not wait until they are back? At least give this guy his two veteran receivers to help him out. So instead, you're you're literally playing him next week with nothing. Unless maybe Shepard's coming back. It was a concussion. I mean, maybe he'll be back. I don't know.
I don't know. I just.
Listen, I know it's not the
Eli-
popular opinion. I know
Eli
people
was-
are over Eli, but you earn your right when you win 2 Super Bowls and you've handled everything with class.
Right, but
I mean,
also,
literally, not one
Never a
bad
problem
thing
with this
ever.
guy, yeah.
Of course, but also that's the right.
It is what it is. It's
and
business.
Eli would also.
He'll handle it great and won't say
Yes.
anything bad. I know. And
Yes.
that's why we're lucky enough that we could do this because our starting quarterback won't make a fuss over it.
That's
So
true,
everybody
too.
who's bashing him and
Who's
get him out
bashing him?
because everyone.
He does get bashed.
It's not like
The
everyone's saying,
Eli love is insane today.
well, I have my Eli love. As I said,
A lot of people.
I'm not
do.
happy about
And
it.
Eli had a great career, but it
As a Hall of Famer and a legend.
100%. But it's over. And when you draft a young player, there's a lot of money invested in this.
I get it.
And
But Aaron Rodgers sat for 3 years before he
that
played.
was a totally different NFL though, and you know that. That was a different
guess.
NFL. It was.
I just don't think they need to get
That was the
thrown
ideal
into the wolves
situation.
week 3 of the first year when you have a quarterback who's doing what he needs to do at the moment.
Right. He is. But you know what? Let's see if this kid can do what he can do.
Now for everyone saying, "Oh, Chick wants Daniel Jones to be terrible." No. I want him to be great.
Who
I'm
are
a
you
fucking
arguing?
joke. So that brings
What did
me
you
to
just
this
say?
conversation because I've been arguing with people to the point where it got into my work ethic, just in general.
What are they saying about your work ethic?
That's the one thing that really got me going
so
today,
far I
and I
agree
will
with
talk
What's that
about
have to
it.
do with the Giants?
Yeah,
Because-
I agree with his friends. I don't even know what they said, but
I know you will. That's what I'm saying. So basically, what happened is we get into a sports talk and you debate it, you start,
You
and
guys
then
get personal?
then it's like dig before you know it's nothing about the Giants and Eli, and it's all about our work ethic and our friends just taking personal shots, and then basically me saying, well, everybody thinks you're just looking for the easy way out, and I'm like, whoa, and that fucking got me pissed. So I've been furious over the last 4 hours of this day arguing with my softball team because that's the chat it's on.
Okay.
And
Well, they're also
because I'm
playing-
the only
Listen, you're
person.
the manager, and you led them to defeat.
Well, I argue with everybody on there, and
Yeah.
I am
What
the
you
one.
do on our
I am a
thing, too.
debater. I fight
And
with people. I get it. Most of the time, it's in good fun. Occasionally, it does get escalated.
By the
but
way,
we're all good friends, and we still love each other.
involved in this group text with everybody now. Like you really, and I said this whenever at one point in the text, in our group text, you bring out the worst in everybody.
I do.
And you know. Like,
I know. I'm not. Listen, I am not upping myself, like praising myself, or this shit just came out of nowhere. The kid who said it to me, I destroy him all the time. As far as like, I verbally attack this guy all the time. Like, I get what I deserve. I get it.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I just happened to completely disagree with this one statement. So it really aggravated me, and it was
What
just.
was the statement?
You really
I just told you how I like. Basically, he goes, "The truth hurts, huh?" Because he goes, "You're just looking for the easy way out. You just think it's gonna like." I'm like, no, that's not true. I may be lazy and I may bitch and have a lot of self pity, and
But you're sleeping.
you know,
better.
and I'm negative and
Like,
whatever.
it's all changing, Chick.
No, but not
It's all-
even that. I've never once walked into a job expecting to get everything without, you know what I'm saying, without
I
paying
know.
my dues.
You don't expect.
I've had some bad luck at jobs because, you know, I may not have been the best worker, but it was never, I just expect everything.
Okay.
No, but it's not that I expect the world to be given to me and I deserve it.
It's just an interesting way to frame it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm not the best. I'm not the fucking best human being in the world. Like, you know, I'm not, you know, whatever.
Thanks
I'm
for
just
dispelling
saying.
those rumors, man. 'Cause
Yeah.
No, I'm not. The
Yeah,
rumor
everybody
is, it was like, I'm not looking for the easy way. I want to find a job where I'm happy
But you
and
wouldn't
I'll
mind
be
the
good.
easy way out.
Who wouldn't mind an easy
See,
way
there
out?
you go.
But that's completely
See,
different.
Chick wants the easy
No.
way out.
The easy way out is never the good way out. It's not.
No,
No,
it's never
it's
worth
usually
it.
not.
But that's what you want. And, you know, hey, who
More
do
power
we
to
do?
you.
But either way, he said that it got a little personal, and then it led to
Clearly.
words, and I've been angry for the whole day. And then on top of it, my boy fucking got benched. I love Eli.
Okay, enough with him. It's
I'm with you,
over.
man.
And then my big soccer
Time to
team,
turn that
Manchester
horse into
City.
glue.
Manchester City, our second defenseman just went down, and now they're in serious crisis mode.
Nobody cares
And the
about
Champions
soccer,
League
though.
just started.
Yeah. Oh, do you follow Champions
Very
League?
much, yeah.
You love
Champions League just started
I
today.
like watching it. I don't have a team though.
Man City didn't hop on board.
I thought you were a Team France.
No, that's World Cup.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
it's
is
awesome.
club teams.
Club teams. Get out of
Club
here.
teams.
But whatever.
You're
So
right.
Probably Munich, but I don't think they're
Bayern Munich, no,
Yeah.
they're usually awesome.
this year though. I heard that. I don't know.
I don't know if this is no. They're
I
not.
haven't
They're not the
followed.
team they used to be per
Yeah.
se these last couple of years. But either way, so that I mean, I was just having a rough day, and maybe it
Yeah,
wasn't the
yeah.
big. It's not like I had huge problems
What
in
a
my
day
life,
for you.
but it was
Sports
just
problems,
sports
though.
problems,
Sports
and I
problems,
just
yeah.
had a very bad day.
After that big test last night, in your sleep.
I mean, you started this high.
I start. That was the
Yeah,
problem.
that's
Is when
the
you
problem.
start high, you got nowhere else to go
Yeah.
but
Well,
down.
for so
Every
many,
day, so many years,
so many
I start
years
at the
you've been
bottom,
starting low.
and everything could just get higher and higher.
That's the real cheat.
Yeah.
And then I also got hit with the sleep apnea thing. I got a bill, an unexpected medical bill today that I didn't realize was going to be
Oh,
as
really?
high as it was.
What,
I don't
for the
even-
testing or
I
just
didn't. I honestly saw I opened it up. I saw how much it was, and I folded it back up and just put it on my desk
How much was it?
because I just didn't want to get
Did you
any
do
more
one of
noise.
those
Give
soft
us a
balls
hint.
like?
Fuck! It was like motherfucker.
You should try whiting out one of the.
One of the
Yeah.
fucking first digit.
Yeah.
It was over 400. I'll tell you that.
Oh man.
And I don't even know what it was for yet. Maybe I don't have to pay it. Maybe it said on the other thing.
You know,
You know,
I got a
insurance
very
credited.
misleading- Yeah, I was
That's
gonna
what I'm
say,
saying.
got a
I
very
didn't really-
misleading insurance bill.
I
the
just
other
didn't
day.
want to have
Wait
any
a
more
second.
bad news when I got home, so I just decided to stash it.
And not only that, the whole
Outside out
dart
of mind.
team is up against you because you quit on them tonight.
Oh yeah, let's make a note. Chick quit darts tonight.
I
Yeah.
didn't quit
You did.
darts.
You did.
You quit darts to be here for
This
the
was
show.
the only night we could do the show.
That's true.
Not but I already committed to missing the darts,
you just didn't
and I
want.
wasn't.
This is what
No.
I love about you.
No.
Like,
I don't think you
No.
wanted to play.
This was the only night we could do the show. We can't keep doing it on Fridays. That's not our day. We do it
Thursday.
early in the week, and it
we've
release-
never done it on
But
Friday.
when we do it on Thursday, it doesn't release till Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
We're a
true.
Wednesday release. We're trying to keep it at that. It was the only day we could do it. I had a rough week last week in darts. I was having a terrible day. I just wanted to air out my grievances on the show and go about my day.
All right.
All right?
You
Because
just
I was
seem-
available.
You seemed
I'm-
extra tense in the text.
I'm extra. I'm very. I'm not like.
You're extra tense right now.
Listen, you can see
Yeah.
the energy. You can
I
see
know.
the new energy that Chick has.
96.
There's
I
a lot
got
of energy.
96.
That's a
grade.
90.
I had
That's
6 and a
96
half.
energy.
I can't
fucking
wait to watch his
disturbances
blood
in the
pressure
mail.
go through the roof
Uh,
with all this new energy. Everything's just hitting
Can
you.
you imagine everything else just
Yeah.
goes down now?
It's like, oh my God.
He can't hold
Maybe
his
that-
cigarette straight
Yeah,
for
he's
later.
not. He's shaking. Maybe the not sleeping was the thing that was keeping you at bay.
Keeping me
Can
sane.
you imagine
Yeah.
he goes off the walls for real now, though?
It could happen. I'm not looking at a sane man here.
Oh, he's really
He's not
twitchy.
well.
He's starting to look like Tim Dillon, but with sports.
Yeah. Yeah. He does.
It's just a bad day. I can't get over it.
All right.
I really was unexpected.
I
Plus-
love that you say it's unexpected.
No.
It was pretty expected.
No, we expected it this season. I did not expect it to
All right, but-
happen week 3
but-
and today.
But you saw the press conference yesterday with Sherman.
No,
right?
I honestly didn't watch it.
you didn't
I
see
didn't
it?
watch
Okay.
the press conference.
Well, I mean, most people.
I hate
I'm
Pat
not even
Sherman.
a Giant fan, and I knew it was going to happen today.
Didn't he come out and say we haven't made any decisions about it? We're
Yeah,
not
that's
gonna.
it.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
usually
saying.
means they decided, though, right?
Listen,
Yeah.
well,
You
Jamal
like to-
Adams is probably going to be gone too because he
Yeah.
once like you said, the first step is unfollowing
Yeah.
your team on
My
media.
best
How
player.
petty is that, though?
Well, that's the world of the NFL.
That's the world of athletes.
Yeah.
They call all the shots now.
They call the shots.
They're slowly taking over the sports world.
It's sickening, but I'm not gonna listen. He was on the radio saying he's here, and it was it's just social media. But listen, that means something to me when you want to follow the team. Yeah, whatever. I don't want to get into it. Let's move away from sports because it's making me crazy.
Well, that's what happens. Sports just make us mad. That's why every sport. Now I realize why every sports talk show.
Yeah.
There's always people just angry.
It's very negative.
Yeah.
It's very negative.
Very negative.
Because there's never anything good, positive to talk about, and when there is, you don't talk about it that long.
Yeah,
No.
that's true.
You know what I mean? You
you're
dwell
right.
on the negative.
No.
Yeah,
I've never heard someone calling me, I'm real happy with my team this season.
Yeah, I'm super
We're
happy.
doing great. Listen, we're not getting all the wins, but we're giving it a good college try,
It's funny. It's a lot like comedy. Like if you go up there and be like, "Yeah, my life's going great. I just bought
Nobody
a
wants
Corvette."
to hear about that.
Dude,
But things
all
are
right.
good. I'm happy. I
Get
got
off the stage.
People want to hear about how terrible your
Tell
life
me about the
is.
disaster that you're living in.
Speaking of a comedy disaster,
Yeah.
pivot for a second. Big
Yeah,
news.
let's talk about this. So I want to get into this a little bit.
Yes.
Shane
Good. That was a good transition.
That was a good transition. Shane Gillis, if you
Live
haven't
under
heard.
a rock and haven't heard this yet. Shane Gillis.
Well, I apparently live under a rock because I heard about
I'm
it.
shocked you didn't hear about it.
Yeah, well, I was a bit of his.
Busy day.
I was busy today, dwelling on other stuff.
We got the scat man over here. He was busy dwelling. While that was happening, there's a comedian, New York City comic, Shane Gillis, really funny guy. I've actually been on shows with him. And I was like, this is exciting. He's getting on SNL. He got on Saturday Night Live, okay? Huge.
And they announced this like a week ago, right?
Yeah, not even like 4 days ago.
Right.
So, huge deal in this guy's career, right? And of course, once again, the world we live in, somebody drug up old stuff of him.
Do they know where it came from? Like who?
It was his
dug it up?
podcast like 2 years
No,
ago.
but like who brought it to light?
Some guy on Twitter.
What a pussy.
Now, the other thing about this was, all right, so basically what he did was he talked bad about Chinese people.
And we do not condone this for
No.
B's future comedic career.
Oh, there is no future. Look at me.
But I'm just saying, God forbid you
play
ever
like
get
a
on
very specific type of
SNL,
character.
we don't want to come back on you that you're prejudiced against the Chinese.
Of course, I'm not. I have plenty of Chinese friends,
Now, that's
man.
not what he says off air, but
That's not. That's not true.
Yeah, be careful, Chris.
So he basically he made jokes about it. Now, one thing I want to say two things.
I want to say
I'll let you guys
something,
also. My quick take on it is we've been doing podcasts for 75 episodes now. To be funny, listen, I'm not defending what he said, but to be funny, like you have to say stuff, and we've all done it on here. You say stuff, maybe it's not funny, but you know what's? That's how you find funny stuff.
Yeah, and
is just shooting off the hip.
And
definitely.
then,
And you have to say stuff you don't mean too.
Yes.
And you're trying to fill time. And how often are we done with this show and you don't remember?
you try and be as
like,
authentic as possible.
Exactly.
But sometimes there is an entertainment value that you try to adhere to. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it is entertainment, and you want people to listen and be entertained by it. And you try and be... I don't think, from when I heard it, there's just... Even we're conscious of certain things that when we're doing the show...
Mhm.
we've cut a couple things out.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
sometimes you just have to be a little conscious of certain words and things that... Even though it may only be our friends listening, and will anybody... You know what I mean?
Right.
You just don't want to. You don't want to come off as a bigot or anything
don't.
on air. I mean, if you really are one and you want to portray that, so be it.
Of course.
But most normal people who aren't don't want to. They want to be funny and maybe push the line a little bit, but don't want to be like too. And that's what he was trying to toe the line of being offensive.
But I don't think he's a bigot for saying like
No,
that.
I don't. But
Yeah.
that's how it comes off.
I know, but
especially the one word he used.
But in context, like, he was trying to be funny. He
Of
was
course.
making a joke. with the
So we
And
do
probably
podcasting.
probably for a podcast about the size of ours, right? At the time.
No,
2
no,
years
no,
ago.
no.
No?
This podcast, this guy's doing very well with podcasts. Very
A
bad.
few years
Oh,
ago.
was it?
though?
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. He's listen.
But my point
That
is,
guy's
we're
been
not
doing
big
very well.
if we know to be somewhat conscious of,
Of
what you
course,
say.
but also when
I also
Any-
agree with him though. I
any
don't
person-
disagree with him. I disagree with him getting fired.
any person that's ever been funny The reason why you're funny is because you say what comes to the first thing that comes to your head. You say it,
Yeah.
and it might not be funny, and that happens more often than it's funny.
Yeah.
But we live in a world now where everything is recorded, and maybe we're doing it to ourselves by podcasting. You know, that's the way.
But here's the thing: why you're trying to? If this is what you want to do, that's what you're supposed to do: is go out on air and record yourself.
Yeah, there's no way. There
Like,
really is no way to win.
Yeah, there's no way to win.
And
to be funny, like Bill Burr, I was saying last week, we was talking about his special.
Yeah,
that's offensive to majority of the country, probably.
Of course,
if you don't have a sense of humor.
But Burr's at a point now where he
don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and he could do that.
He got established before
this was.
But he was also known as a guy who pushes the envelope.
Right, but coming up now, it's going to be very tough.
I don't think anybody can
How
do that.
How is somebody
anymore.
going to?
No, I don't think you could.
That's where I was getting with
It's
it.
insane.
Is you can't be a comic that toes the line.
But I think there is. So there's like that side of it where you can't be that offensive comic anymore, and be on SNL and be on network TV.
Exactly.
And maybe not. And
you can
maybe
do
that's
that in
a
a
good
stand-up.
But also you can build your own shit now.
Maybe that's a good thing.
Which
this
is hard,
guy is getting more press from this than he ever would from doing a dopey sketch on SNL.
That's what I'm saying.
And I
And
love
he's gonna get a
SNL,
lot of people that love him now, probably.
Now, the other thing about this that bothers me is, do you know why this has all come to a head?
What do you mean, why?
No.
Like,
Okay.
I don't
Because,
get the question per se.
do you know, alright, so basically...
Oh, is it because they also hired an Asian?
Yes, they...
Oh,
This is the first
okay.
time they ever hired an Asian...
So they don't want any bad publicity.
What is that guy's name?
I couldn't tell you.
Exactly. So, because we have...
I couldn't tell you Shane's name before all this.
Oh,
either.
okay.
But
Well,
I was
Shane's
going to say, in my
a-
defense, I
yeah.
didn't know Shane McGillis.
I didn't know him before.
Shane
Gillis.
Gillis, regardless.
Yeah.
Alright, well...
You're on the scene a little more than most people. You should have to realize
If
that.
you
I
had
get
not
that.
done
All
a
right.
show with him, would you know him?
He's a big comic in New York City, yeah. I mean, but I follow comedy more than...
Exactly, and I follow comedy a decent amount, and I've never heard of him. So like, I like to think
fair enough, but don't you think it's a little ridiculous that now this guy that got his shot, the first Asian guy to get on SNL, is totally overshadowed now by the guy that they're firing
because he said
something about it. And how great would it have been if SNL just would have taken that,
took it and did a skit with it,
and did
Oh, it would have been great.
That would have been like, oh, this is.
So here's the problem with that. When you're playing around with basic cable and those big cable networks, everything has to be squeaky clean.
And then it also
This
gets
isn't
into...
this
But
isn't
SNL is usually...
No, but who fired him though? Was
SNL
it SNL or NBC?
It doesn't matter.
That-
Here's my
Lorne
thing.
Michaels
Here's what
had-
I'm going
had-
by.
Lorne Michaels-
SNL is a extremely left-leaning show, channel, so anything derogatory is going to be cut, and it's got to be squeaky clean. The only thing they toe the line on is bashing Republicans and Trump and shit like that. So let's be real with that. Is they'll make fun of pop culture, which is like free to make fun. Everybody makes fun of pop culture. I don't think that's towing the line, making fun of a celebrity who's a disaster now. But as far as them pushing the limit and the envelope on things, the only thing they do, which is ridiculous, is a completely one-sided bashing of the right.
That could be, yeah.
So in defense of that, SNL doesn't toe the line. They're one-sided.
they do,
it's like
but-
watching,
Well, I also don't think it's very good.
I don't. And that was
Hasn't
my.
been good in a while.
That's my next thing. Is they haven't been
Except
good.
for
But
I do think Alec Baldwin's a great Trump. But
You know what? He's a
Yeah,
funny
but
Trump, but
I
even
think
to me,
there's-
that's dead. It's over.
oh, no,
He's
it's
killed it.
beat to death.
And there's better Trumps out there.
Yeah.
There's better Trump impersonators.
And that's my whole thing. Is
if
like
they're gonna, with the Trump thing, Alec Baldwin should not have been Trump on there. It should have been Anthony Atamanuik.
yes,
He's the best Trump guy.
Yeah.
And he was also my teacher at
I didn't know that, but Alec Baldwin's funny.
Yeah, no,
Alec
listen,
Baldwin's great.
but Alec Baldwin's the big name. If he's going to star in a show a lot, you got to have
Also,
him do something. So it is.
When I was growing up, every SNL, like my time was
the best.
Was great.
it was
but
probably.
Also, my mom would be like, my time was the best.
Well, but the original.
Now I don't know if it made it to you. Like I
No,
don't.
didn't.
SNL has never been like funny to me.
Because
See,
SNL
yeah.
fell off because it went from the big stars of the '80s
Yeah.
who blew it up and the late '70s, '80s to another
But then again,
brand of stars.
But
They're not.
like Tina Fey.
But that's it. They only had the women. they didn't have a strong cast. They had a strong women
I was
cast.
gonna say,
But
They had a strong female cast.
But they also had like,
and they're the only ones who blew
around
around.
for like the Bill Hader cast.
Bill Hader's cast
Hader
wasn't.
was good.
Bill Hader's
They
cast
were
was
great.
was pretty funny, but they're not A-list celebrity
I think
star
also probably
power.
the quality of
I don't know,
the skits.
It's also the
There's some
writing
great
and
ones.
stuff.
There's some great ones if you look
no,
on
but
there.
that's the thing. There's some great ones, but in a 30-minute show,
It's an hour.
There's a few that are
No,
terrible.
Yeah, what?
No, it's
30
an
minute
hour.
show. Jesus.
Regardless,
You know nothing about SNL.
It's an hour with the last thing is a song, music, and
Yeah.
then they started doing two.
Yeah.
A song
No, they've
halfway.
always done two.
No,
They
they didn't
do
always.
the
They did one at the
monologue?
end.
No, always did one
Halfway
at the first
yeah,
break.
I thought
and
they
then-
did
yeah.
it. I thought they only did it at
But
the end.
I gotta say, like that, the last great, but I don't watch
Will
it
Ferrell
enough
and them
anymore.
were good cast.
Will Ferrell, oh yeah, but that's going back. But look at Bill Hader, what
Andy
else?
Samberg.
Andy
that-
Samberg.
I guess. But I see. Here's my thing. I thought they were funny. I wouldn't even put them close to the level of any of the previous cast before
I know.
them.
I also think like it was probably such a thing back then because you didn't have 10,000 channels and
Definitely.
And it was also a way to get
100%.
big. That's
You
where you
know,
found these people. Now
yeah.
it gets you
Well,
get
it's the same thing,
saturated
like
with
an HBO
comedy.
special used to be like
Yes.
once a year, the biggest thing. You know, like now it's.
And now there was other skit shows. I mean, not necessarily like SNL, but funnier shows that were just out.
But
just
it
doing
is-
better
things.
shows.
But
yeah.
it is still the only live show out there on Saturday night that will,
Yeah.
you know, it's live.
And I agree with you. And but here's my whole thing back to it was, and that's why they cut this. They fired this guy, and I agree. I don't agree that they should have fired him. I think people do something a few years ago. Do your research before you hire the guy. If anything that comes out right after you
Yeah.
hire with him, you got to stand by him. And it
Yeah.
is unless it's like a rape charge or something.
Right.
But
well,
I
that,
mean-
yeah, I mean that's different.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When
But-
it comes to just a thing he said, like, you know what, comics.
But he was clearly joking too. Like
He was clearly
Well,
joking. The problem
everything
was
is-
the word he dropped. I think
Yeah.
it's
I
one
think
thing
that,
to
yeah.
joke around about like another ethnicity. It's another thing to drop a slur like he did.
I guess so.
And
It's
it
not-
may be
I guess-
innocent and unconscious. Listen, I know you're a comic and I get it.
But we're living like I don't know.
That's
but
the
if
world
you're
we
saying
live
it
in.
in a context of a joke, I don't know.
You guys are not thinking. I agree with you guys.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to play devil's advocate in that.
I get
The whole
other
reason,
side,
in my opinion, is he dropped a slur that they're like, we can't have.
I
it.
do understand the other side, and listen, it's SNL's choice to not have him. I just think it's a silly choice, but I think.
But
this guy's
SNL's a
career is
squeaky
gonna
clean
be
show.
just fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine. I think he'll
Fine.
bounce
His
back
career
from
was
it.
fine before this.
Yeah.
This guy was he's a great comic. Like he's not a no-name guy.
Yeah.
This is what's like hilarious about comedy when you see it like these guys have been doing for 15 years, 10, 15 years. They're like the world now sees them, but they've been killing it for years. This Shane Gillis has been killing it for a while. Like it's now
Yes,
mainstream.
killing it, and I get it, but you still want to make money, and SNL
course.
would have been a big
The
career move
thing
for
that
him.
sucks is now his biggest day, which should have been his biggest day in his
A
life,
huge accomplishment.
turns into a nightmare. Can you imagine you get SNL? That's huge. And then within 2 hours, Twitter is coming down on you.
And that's why. But here's my thing: is what I was saying. I disagree with them firing him. I think the guy's gonna be fine. I'm not defending NBC, but that's like you said. This is the world,
That's
we,
the
live
world
in.
we live in.
And that's a squeaky clean.
Chalk it up to the world we live in.
That's a squeaky clean, one-sided network that is only gonna. You know, if he made fun of Trump and called him God knows what, they would have been fine. And somebody
Yeah, but
aired
Trump's
it out.
not a race.
Yeah,
Well, no, but
Yeah,
I know.
that's-
Okay, terrible. Okay, that
Yeah,
was
I
a
think you're
bad.
just trying to defend Trump.
No, I'm not even
Anytime
trying to
you
defend.
can defend
you
Trump.
bring up Trump,
I don't defend. I'm not
Yes,
even
you
defending him.
Um,
My point. You're gonna sit here and tell me
but if we're
that
gonna go that
SNL
way,
is not
what
a
about- Trump should have
one-sided.
been canceled. Hasn't he said some stuff? I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, what are you doing?
No, I'm talking about the network. It's just a one-sided. Like I'm not a huge fan of
Get some more
SNL and
sleep.
all that shit anyway.
Come on.
No,
Well,
because I'm
whatever,
just
it's-
sick of all the comics. Like, it's just a one-sided. Everybody just. That's why I love that roast with Alec Baldwin. It was like a
Well,
nice,
and
fine
that's the
mix.
other thing. And I was listening to this on another radio.
If you listen to the
show
things they say on that roast,
Like,
how
like-
any of them have jobs?
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
Well, that's
that's
a different network.
that's cool.
Exactly.
That's
It's Comedy
network.
Central.
Yeah.
But it has that has nothing to do with networks. So it's like this is okay for mainstream media. We're allowed to say like we're allowed Bruce Jenner
It
jokes.
does have to do with networks, though.
That's what you're saying. It does. You
It
can't
does
say
have
it
to do
doesn't.
with networks.
But
That's a network
it's
that's
the reason
allowed,
why-
that has South Park on it, that
Yeah.
has all these shit, like, that does stuff that push the limit a little bit.
NBC should be.
I get it,
don't
they
know.
should, but they're not. It's
Right,
not
that's-
HBO.
That's like saying, McDonald's should make hot dogs. Like, they don't. But another company does. You know what I
Burger
mean?
King
Yeah.
It's
made
like,
hot dogs for a
But,
little while. They
and that's
weren't
even
good.
his point. It's more to his
They weren't
point.
good.
It's not for.
But like, shouldn't that show though that we can handle it? We can handle
Right, but-
And they don't want to be known as that. They want to be
it's
known
like
as the
some clubs
family
don't let
channel.
want you to work clean type of thing.
But
Those
since
clubs
but
are-
like SNL has had years of stuff that was worse
Yes.
than whatever's going
In
on
today's
today.
world, you
Changed,
can't
though.
touch
Yeah.
ethnicities. You can't touch gender.
That's
you
ridiculous.
Can't
I
touch all
agree,
that
it's
stuff.
insane.
ridiculous. I agree, it's ridiculous.
But
you can't get mad at us for. I agree
I'm not
with
mad
you.
at you. I'm not.
I'm just saying.
I'm not mad at anybody. I don't personally. It doesn't affect
But
me at all. But
he'd be better
No, I do
suited on
agree.
it.
But on the
a
other side,
Netflix
I have
or, you
seen
know.
a lot. I have a lot of Asian comic friends that I've seen on Facebook, and they've made great points about this isn't cool for them. Like I totally get that.
What do you mean? Like, what did they say on that side? They agree with them firing him?
No, they don't. There's a clear.
But you're saying that people. Well, and that's the other thing. We're also white males,
Right.
so it's easy to say, why is this offensive? I mean,
White males are I heard a few people say, listen, white males aren't needed, and they're just.
No, but I'm not even saying it like that. My point is, it's hard to speak on race saying why it should
Exactly.
be. You know what I'm saying?
Is-
Like, and especially you'll get bashed because you're a white male and you should have no
Right.
say about anything.
And maybe I don't know about that.
And that's why I will say is they have to, like, we're conscious of being on this show. I mean, and thankfully we're not these fucking racist people who have all these we're not like that.
We just have a very lazy person.
Yeah.
That's all we have.
But like,
We're not racist, we're lazy.
my whole point is this day and age hasn't changed.
Of course, I understand that.
And he needs to be a little more conscious. Like, when I listened to that, 2 seconds into it, I said, this isn't bad.
You would
But I said,
identify it
boom,
right away.
that's right, that's it. He got
course
fired
you
for
know
that.
it.
And that's my point is, have we ever even came, like, I would never even think about one saying that on air. Like, you just, like, you have to have somewhat
You'd
of a
be
conscience.
surprised. Yeah, I guarantee if somebody wanted to, they could pull something just from our.
Out of context.
Low-
Oh, yes.
75
Oh, I
things
get it.
could
I'm
find
sure there's
something
something on this
podcast.
on this podcast, but nothing slurred. I mean, we're somewhat conscious of
Probably
maybe.
not, but out of context.
Maybe
you
out of-
can
you
make
I
never
guess
know.
you're, and I guess
You
you're
really
right.
don't know.
I guess you're
Out
right.
of context, while they're trying to build a narrative around what you said, you could be talking about the color
But my
of,
thing
of
is-
this table. And
Yes.
What color is this table, Chris?
I'm not going to say it out loud.
It's just charcoal.
I'm going to get nervous.
Yeah, it's
No, but my whole thing is, he dropped a blatant. He dropped a blatant slur.
You did.
Like, it wasn't. There's no.
But you know what? That slur took half a second to say.
I get
he
it.
probably didn't think about it for a second. He probably meant no ill intent.
But he still said
I think
it.
He said it, and that sucks. I just don't think he should have fired
Well,
him.
and my
but-
point is, they should have did their research before firing him.
I know,
But when it's
Scrub
NBC,
through
it's
30
not like
hours
he's
of-
going on HBO or he's going on Netflix or even Comedy Central. It's fucking SNL.
It's just a
They're
diff-
not gonna hire you with baggage.
But they have high. I mean,
No,
listen,
the baggage comes maybe with a
Michael
person
Che
after
says
it.
Michael Che says some stuff, man. They have guys on there and recent guys that have said some
I
stuff.
think if they hadn't also hired the first Asian actor.
Look at
But that's
Kevin
the-
Hart though. He got basically kicked out of the Grammy, or the Emmys, or whatever he was
No,
gonna
he
host.
ended up walking away from it.
He walked away from
But-
it because he was basically getting
Right,
destroyed
that
for
was
it.
ridiculous too.
Like, that was absurd.
It's just as if I don't know.
My point
I'm not going to
is
go so far as to
you
say
can't be that shocked. I guess that's really what I'm getting. Is you
I
seem,
know,
you
but
can be
it-
annoyed by it, but you can't be
I
shocked.
can't be shocked. You're right, but in a world where I'm trying to do
You're
comedy,
not even close to a line crossing comic.
of course
I'm not
not.
knocking you, but like
I'm not
your
at all.
comedy is pretty.
I don't know. He said some pretty racist stuff about the Irish.
That's true. I do.
You're allowed to make fun of your own kind.
Yeah, but like, it's just a weird world where, as a comic, as somebody that tries to be funny, you say what comes to your head first, and
Yes.
you try to make it. If you're doing comedy, you want to try to act like this. The audience is your friends, and you're in a real conversation with them, and that's it. And it's harder and harder to do when you're being censored, and that's in the back of
The
your
one
head.
thing I will
And I'm not
say-
saying we should go run around and calling people.
And but here's the one thing I will say: people who think like that tend to say it a little easier than somebody who doesn't necessarily
Maybe.
have those thoughts.
That's
true.
very
So
well.
somebody
put.
saying, and to play, devil's advocate too, in the sense where we may listen to a joke and be like, "Oh, that's funny," and not real, or we may give somebody the benefit of the doubt because we're like, "Ah, he's not racist. That joke was funny. It was a funny joke."
I get that, and
because you're not that race, now that race is looking at him like, one, if he's saying that so comfortably on air on a mic, he's pretty probably loose in his regular. You know what I'm saying?
By
Like,
the way,
That's fair.
and you're right about that.
it's
Speaking of
probably
loose,
fair to
have
speak.
you watched the Dennis Rodman 30 for 30 yet?
Amazing.
Remember that the lady that took him in?
Oh,
How loose she said that word?
listen.
Yeah.
But what's your point though?
That
She's not trying to be stand-up.
No, but
on
but
NBC.
how some people can just loosely say that.
Yeah.
I don't like. You know what I mean?
I don't get what point you're trying to make.
Did you see the Dennis Rodman? Oh yeah. If you
No, but
so the
The
Dennis.
funny thing is too is when you're talking about it, you don't even want to repeat what they say.
I know, well, that's why I
you're
can't
worried
really say
about
it.
it.
No,
No,
but
and I
that's
don't
like-
disagree. I'm just saying I wouldn't want to repeat. I don't even want to repeat what Shane Gillis said because
Yeah.
God forbid you get
Yeah.
the wrong. Somebody just listens in as you're saying like, "Bang."
What I mean with the Dennis Rodman thing is
what
basically
did you say?
she was he lived with a white family, and the mother of the family sort of slipped out this word, and she said it like
Yeah,
like she was talking about groceries
to him.
Oh, wow.
Like, and
Yeah.
it was a big issue for him.
But she even said it like again as she's being interviewed, like
But
I called him.
And then her defense was like, they're not used to it. And but here's my point to that. It doesn't make it right.
Of course not.
So
But don't turn it around like
no, I'm not saying you like. Trust
Jesus
me.
Christ.
No.
Yeah,
No,
I mean
I'm
I'm
not-
the least
No, I don't even
racist
mean to
person
say that.
out of this whole group, obviously. So like
None of us are racist, so it's not an issue. I'm just saying. It's not about us. My point is, people in general, it's hard to if you're not that person, it's hard to understand their views.
I
on
No,
it.
get-
you're right.
you're right.
Especially
So
if you're gonna be on a
it's
podcast.
easier to sit here and say that it's just a joke, and it's like I don't agree that he should have gotten fired.
You need to
per se,
consciously remove
but
certain words from your vocabulary.
in doing this show, you have to be conscious of things you say, no matter how big or small the show is. If you're gonna record it, you're gonna put it out there, and you care at all about how you want to be viewed, you have to make sure that the image you're putting out there coincides with that.
Sure. Yep.
And in watching that, it came off quick, loose, and he's an idiot for saying it.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying he was.
But I just
Like, I get it, it's a joke. I didn't even think it was that funny.
Because it
personally.
was so-
And that's the other
He was
problem.
trying to be.
And that's the other thing that's worse.
How
is
many times
when
do
you
we say
put a
something
racial
that's
joke
not
in,
funny?
but when you do
how
a
many
racist
dead
joke
moments have
or a
we had
racial
here?
joke and it's not funny, it seems racist.
I get that, but
That's the other part.
but
is
if
if you do
you-
a racial joke, it better be funny, or else it's gonna flop, and now you're gonna just look like a fucking bigot.
I get
Yeah.
that. But if you're gonna be funny at all, you have to try this stuff.
If he had tried that joke in a comedy club, you would have never heard about it. It would have
course
been
not.
just as
And we-
unfunny.
and I'm
You're
sure-
right.
It would
sure
have been
he
just
has.
as unfunny, and we wouldn't be talking about it right now.
Exactly. But my point is, he didn't try it on that.
Right.
He tried it on a podcast.
Here's the thing,
So
though.
it just comes off as like you fucking idiot.
People that are funny will say stuff that is not funny more than people that aren't
Yeah.
funny. Because they're trying to be funny.
Yes.
They're trying to say funny. People that aren't funny don't say anything.
My
Because they
problem
have
is,
But
my only debate with you is not that you're looking at it solely from a comics point of view.
I'm not. I get
And
the
it's
other
hard for
point.
you to
And
differentiate.
I've seen plenty of my friends that I know that have said the other side. And
My
I get
favorite
that.
comics are the ones like him who push that line and hit those jokes.
Right.
I'm not. I would probably go out and listen to it.
By the way,
and
don't look at me
defend
like
it.
I'm just
No, I'm just we're doing two
Defending
people
it.
having,
But-
it's just a different view of looking at it because you're a comic. So you see it from the comedy side. You're not even thinking about race. You're thinking about jokes.
Jesus Christ, these Italians, man, they come down on you hard, right?
No, I'm putting that. This is a normal debate.
Oh, you missed that whole thing. All right. Well, it's just whatever. I get both the.
My whole thing is, once he was hired, they should have defended him, saying this was years ago.
Get the
it
guy's
was taken
back.
out of, get his
make
back.
something funny.
You just hired him, get
You're-
his back. My point is, if you were gonna, they should have did their research. I mean, maybe it came out, but that's your fault.
You can't even do your
But how do
research
you do your
these days.
research?
But that's-
like, what,
One, you don't listen to the guy's podcast.
you're gonna listen to all.
How many
episodes?
Okay, but if you're gonna hold one thing he said on that and fire him for it, you
I
better
agree.
well listen to
I agree.
it.
If you hired him,
If you hired him, you got to stand by him and defend him, because it's no one else's fault but your own for not listening to a show.
Right, I'm with that. And I think.
And
for
yeah,
something
if you're
like
gonna
this,
tell
they
me
should've defended
it's
it.
so much to listen to, no. You could have 30 people who probably work for SNL do a real quick. Everybody listen to an episode.
You're not doing real quick.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. My point is,
Yeah.
you could fucking probably
No, that
figure
would
out a
be
way
weird.
to somewhat. But either way,
But there
once you hire him, defend the guy.
there will always be somebody that can pull something up. There could be some guy that has video of some no-name guy now.
Okay, but this isn't a no.
But that's another thing. What are you supposed to go through your entire life and not make a single mistake?
Okay,
What's
but this
the-
guy also didn't
you know
just
what I
say it in conversation. He put it on a podcast. That's different than a stand-up show where you don't expect fucking cameras. It's different when you're talking to your friends.
No, I agree.
This
He should have
kid
been
put it on a
smarter.
fucking podcast that's videotaped, that's on just the audio.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
this
No,
isn't
listen, I agree
he
with
put
you.
it out there.
I agree with you 1,000%. However,
If I say some stupid racist shit on here and it comes back to kick me in the ass 3 years, I deserve it.
That's tough. That's tough, though, man.
I think that's tough.
No, but what my
because-
point is, because I
Something
know
that-
what I'm. But my point is, I'm consciously
You know-
knowing
yeah, yeah.
that I'm
Also,
on a show.
here's another
and in
thing,
today's
though.
day
Yeah.
and age, you can't touch.
Are
certain
you also
things.
conscious of what the social zeitgeist is going to be like in 3 years?
No.
No.
So, what does that mean?
So what have we said on this show in the past
But
year?
is racism
that
something
in
that's?
5
But is
years-
Great
racism
point, Chris.
something that's ever been okay?
No, but
That's
I would,
we're not talking like the kid fucking.
We're not.
But-
had
but
like
hold on,
pumps.
racist
That's making
comedy.
fun
Okay.
of pumps.
Racist
You know what I'm
comedy
saying?
is
So
be
if we're
very
gonna go
okay.
that way, though, what about what about Belushi doing he dressed up as an Asian guy doing the samurai
Okay, but
on
that's
SNL?
yes.
So it's just things
But-
change.
But at that whole time.
But that's racism, though, isn't it? Like,
yeah, I guess. I mean,
and he was being filmed too.
And right, and when he was doing that, at the time,
not
that
for
was
nothing.
Okay.
He called the. It wasn't like he was doing, and they were just doing the Chinese sounds and
But
doing the words.
racist humor-
That might have passed. He called the kid a CHI. How do you even spell it? CHINK. Like
What?
Did
he-
you just spell?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine. I can say that's what the kid guy
You
said.
could say it? What do you mean you could
Well,
say
it's 'cause
it?
he got
Is that
part of
because
it.
you got those?
No,
Yeah,
I'm,
he's
my,
got those
you know what
eyes.
the fuck I'm saying.
See, that
I'm
could be
repeating
taken
what he
out
said.
right there.
But my point is, he said that. It wasn't like he was mimicking one. You know what I mean? Like it was a blatant slur.
I agree.
It's not. There's no
I
gray
agree,
area around
But
that.
if you watch like some stand-up specials from the early 2000s, those words are thrown around.
Okay, but those are
Wow.
stand-up specials, and if you want to listen to that guy, you can
But
pay
you're
to go
being
see him.
recorded. You're like,
No, but my point is, he's trying.
I just think it's
it's not a matter
social
of people
thing.
calling him a
It
racist
is.
and his career's over. He just got fired from a clean-cut
But he got
organization.
He got hired. He got hired and fired from.
My
comic's
problem
dream
isn't
job.
with him being a comic, towing the lines of racial. You know what I mean? It's he's getting fired from SNL. That is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. If you want to be on a mainstream
but this is where I
family
agree with you,
channel,
yeah.
you cannot have a history of racial jokes.
I
Good luck
agree
being
that
good
the
luck for the next
network-
generation being
Okay,
funny.
and that may
Yeah.
be true, and it's hard to be a comic now because of that. But you could do that if you want to be that type of comic and go that route and be funny. You could do that, but you don't go on
There
SNL.
aren't bo- you can't put it in boxes. That kind of comic.
Yes,
this
you
kind-
can. People
no,
have a type.
that they don't though. People are funny no matter.
What do we say about Bill Burr?
See, I would say that there's probably different types of comics.
Yeah, that's a very broad way to look at it. Bill Burr can do all types of comedy.
Yeah,
Have
Bill
you seen
Burr
Bill
can do
Burr
all
on the
type-
Moth?
Bill Burr can do all types of comedy. Have you ever seen a stand-up special where he's not trying? He's being loud and he's.
Have you seen Bill Burr on the Moth?
No, I don't even know what the Moth is.
The Moth is it's a storytelling thing where he.
So it's not a stand-up.
He's up on a stage telling a story. I'm saying
You're not
comics,
defending. I'm talking about stand-up. If you want to be like a stand-up who toes the
but
line.
that's not how it works. You don't say I'm this kind of
No, you tend to just do jokes, and that's how they always come off, because you are what you are.
Right, but we also live in a world where all the podcasts are. So like, if I'm a clean comic, and I'm not a clean comic, but like,
it's Brian Regan. Brian Regan is a completely clean stand-up comedian, but have you ever heard him on a
yes,
podcast?
and he can say totally different stuff than he does on stage.
But what
so
he's
like,
doing, my
right, but
you're not your act though.
But did this guy?
I'm not
say
saying
the
you
racist
have to be
thing
your
on
act
SNL?
all the
Like, that's
time.
thing
I'm not
also.
saying that this guy's getting attacked for being a racist. I'm not
But he
saying
is
that.
being attacked for
No,
being racist.
I'm saying that if you want to be
Like, that's
on a
another part of
fucking
this, though.
basic cable channel, you better hope your material doesn't have something that's going to make that channel fire you, because they're clean cut. They don't want people with racial jokes in their background. Now, if you're just doing specials,
good luck to find that.
okay, B, you keep saying that, but
No,
he wanted to go on
agree,
SNL and he got fired for it.
But
So you don't have to be happy or agree with it, but it's the truth in the matter. And the people who don't want to even try and get an SNL, yeah, they can go say whatever the fuck they
don't
want.
want to try. Do you know any comic? That guy was lucky enough to get an audition on SNL. Like, he's trying to get into a club you're talking about. This is like a huge break in this guy's career.
SNL hired him because he was funny. SNL hired him because they thought he'd be good for the show. For them to turn around and fire him this quickly, mostly because of backlash on Twitter,
It was all backlash.
I just think that's
It was all
short-sighted.
backlash.
That's super short-sighted.
It was all backlash.
Yeah. No, that's all it
But-
was. I mean, listen.
That's where we are today. But whatever. We're going around in circles. And
Yeah.
Well, no, I think it's a fun talk.
No, it's
And
good.
people
Yeah,
will be
listen.
into it. I just
We're not
don't
gonna
get
solve
why
it,
you're.
but-
No, it's not a matter
Yeah.
of solving it.
It's just.
I just don't get the
I
confusion.
do see your
per
point,
se.
though, that, and
What
I agree
confu-
with
what
you
do you-
1,000% that a network should be able to decide what they want on their network.
Yeah, if a network doesn't want somebody
I
like
do
that,
just-
you don't
I
have to
get
agree
that.
with it.
What I'm more.
And if it bothers you, then
What
I get
bothers
it. That
me
sucks.
more is
Maybe
the
SNL's
social
not the
outburst
show
that
that
this
people
guy,
should
though-
aim to be as the pinnacle of comedy anymore.
But I think
because it's a
the
shell of
biggest
itself
thing is
now.
the social outburst. Like, how is everyone on
you might be
Twitter
right.
dragging
But they
this guy
care
through
about
the
social outbursts. On Netflix, nobody gives a fuck about
I agree
social
with you.
outbursts.
Right.
You could say whatever the fuck you want on a special.
Okay, but
and
then-
if people want to listen to you, they're gonna click it and watch it.
But doesn't that mean that this is just the next step where maybe
Maybe.
in
Well, I
a year or
think
two
TV's
Netflix
done.
does care about this?
No,
Like,
I don't, because I think certain channels are there to be the opposite
The
of
more
SNL.
this stuff happens, the more it's
I
everybody's
don't
gonna
disagree
come.
with that, because there's plenty of comics who are still out there doing it and on Netflix and on this. Their
I
material's
think
not changing.
Netflix and HBO are a little different.
Yeah, and that's why I'm
For
saying.
now,
No, it's not for now.
SNL used to be different.
But then they'll always do
When
something
though, and
new.
that's what I want to know is when was SNL? SNL
For
was some,
years, you would look it up.
I mean, look at what's happening with
What did they
YouTube.
do as far as
So-
like really towing the line though? I mean, that's what I'm asking you.
But I mean,
You're
we have to
saying
go back
SNL
to
was
the
the
whole
pinnacle
backlog.
of comedy, right?
Can go
of
back.
comedy writers and all, but I'm not going back to a time where it was okay during that time. It was a different
But you
time.
can go back. You can go back less than 10
When were
years
they really
and
touching
find
on
some hard stuff that they were hitting on. 100%.
making those jokes? If you can, then they're completely hypocritical. My memory of SNL is always clean. I can have my kid watch SNL if they want, for the most part. It's a clean
Yeah,
show.
maybe, but they
These guys may be like, maybe crazy, like Chris Farley and all them with drug addicts and all that. But Chris Farley, when he was on and doing his comedy, was pretty clean-cut comedy. Now, I'm not
Yeah.
saying this guy Shane
Dude, I
Gillis isn't, but it was. I mean, what was it? Drinking? Like
No.
most of the other stuff is in Tommy Boy, is when he maybe crosses the line.
What
a little
about
bit.
Schmidt's Gay? Would that play today?
No, but it's a
One
different
of the
world.
greatest sketches of all time.
But it's a
this
different
was also
world.
2 years ago.
But this is also what they were doing. They're allowed to go with the norms. At this point in their time, you got to know that you can't talk about race like that and expect to be on a primetime network
I guess so.
as a comic.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's not like he was just making jokes about Asians. That's what I'm also trying to say. It wasn't innocent jokes about how they talk or even how they look. Like, it was, the guy dropped a slur.
All right.
It was like a pretty black and white,
Yeah.
whether he meant it or not, if he dropped the N-word, it doesn't matter what you say, you're out.
I guess so. Well, if that's the world we're living in. I guess you can't argue with that. It's
Yeah, and it's not even a matter of me condoning it or
we
saying
live in a
it's
soft
just like
world
it
where-
is how comedy now, and even a lot of stand-ups will say you don't even know what the fuck you can say anymore before somebody has an outburst over it.
Yeah, we live in a soft world. That's it.
Yeah, and then that's fine, and that's why I'm saying I'm not even saying I agree. I'm as vulgar and whatever. Like I love
Chinese
who
people.
crossed the line. But my point is, I'm not shocked that he did it, and I'm not I get it. That's why.
Okay, yeah.
What? Say something.
Nothing. No, I get it too. But like I said, we're at the point where it's we've beaten a dead horse, and the only dead horse in this town is Eli Manning. Turn that boy to glue, baby. You have any picks? What's going on? What else do we have?
Like some chicks picks?
Yeah.
I do have some good picks. One, watch that Alec Baldwin roast. It's hysterical.
Baby's Instagram.
And I have... This one was actually a really interesting one. It's called The Mind Explained. And what it is, it's like a Netflix... It's one of those short series that they put out there. They have like 15 to 20-minute episodes. And it's about the brain. And how it works with memory and all this. It was just super interesting. So that was one of my picks. Don't give me that fucking look like
Look
that.
at you look. I mean, this is an interesting look. What are you talking about?
But yeah, so it's called The Mind
The
Unexplained.
Mind.
It's just about the
This
whole
is a
about
documentary about
different
you.
things. Well, I was actually finding it extremely
Mostly.
interesting.
Did you find out some stuff about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, it tells you about the effects of things, and it also goes about like your memory of how you remember. Like they use 9/11 as an example, how majority
Never
of people
forget.
can tell you never forget how
Well,
majority of the
everyone
people can tell you where they are, but most people's recollections of what happened that day, as far as what they were doing, are wrong.
Yeah, probably.
It's just you have to watch it. I mean, I'm not
Yeah,
saying.
memory's super flawed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like you basically your
Memory's
brain
like that
has
with a lot
like
of
pieces of things together, and people will.
It was a dumb comment. Memories like that with a lot of things.
Memory.
Can I say that?
I remember.
Oh, all right. I was like, what?
You ever
My
hear
memory's
yourself say
shot.
something and
Yeah,
be like,
like, oh,
Jesus
that's
Christ.
stupid.
But I don't know. I found it to be
Sometimes
very
fair.
interesting. So I actually really enjoyed that. This other thing was called Roll Red Roll. ROLL. And it's a documentary on Netflix. It's about like this.
ROL?
E.
Oh.
Oh, why would there be an E?
Because it could have been red roll. Like, you never know what. I'm just saying. I was spelling it for everybody. Why the fuck you gotta fucking try and confuse me?
Because it's not a tough word to figure out.
Well, I could have said roll.
What?
It might not have been the
Roll
ROLL. It could have been
instead of
ROLE.
What is ROLE?
Like, I have a
Oh,
player
oh,
roll.
oh, I thought
Are
you
you
said
guys
L.
retarded? Like, you're
No,
trying
no,
to
no.
make me seem like
I
roll
thought you said
doesn't.
LLE. My bad.
Jesus
Like,
Christ.
No, but you know, you can
Trying
hear
to
it
make
in
me
the,
into the idiot.
can hear
When
it
you
in the
guys are the
sentence.
idiot. You're the idiots.
You're the
idiot.
You're the idiot. No, we hear it in the sentence. Roll, red, roll.
So it says Roll Red Roll. It's a documentary on Netflix about this high school girl from Steubenville, Ohio, who was raped at a party by like these football players, and the
Why did
whole
you laugh at that?
because it's
Check. Are we gonna have to cancel you?
the whole event was like documented through Twitter and social media.
Oh.
And
this
like
was real, right?
this is
Oh,
yeah, no,
I've
this
heard
is a
about
documentary.
this.
It's real. This is why I found it like these kids are basically just talking about how like they're taking advantage of this girl.
And
This
they're
and
tweeting
that.
about it?
Tweet.
They were talking because other people were taking.
Back in my day, we never tweeted
Dude, people were
about it.
taking pictures, and yeah, people were tweeting,
Oh my
and it was
God.
all over social media, and they wound up
Talk
getting
about
like
not
tried.
being conscious about.
But like tons of people were like defending the kids. And, it was crazy, bro. Like
Jeez.
I would suggest everybody watches it. It's on Netflix. Roll Red Roll.
All right.
I don't even want to say that now because you guys are fucking idiots.
No, it's the red
Oh,
roll.
B's just mad at me because I wasn't even. He thinks I'm trying to disagree with him on that last topic.
What?
Chick holds a grudge. You got another
I don't
pick?
even know what. Yeah, like you're insane. You really are an insane person.
I am.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. So the next pick.
What is this?
Bit on
5
myself?
now? What the fuck?
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is
all right.
number 2.
Oh my God, we need to cut these picks
I know.
down.
I only picked
How about
one.
we pick one good show a week?
Nah,
A
people,
month. A month's good.
I'm gonna do this until people tell me not to.
Okay. Well, do it already.
Go.
Jesus
Come on.
Christ Almighty! What are we doing?
It's called Diagnosed. It's also on Netflix.
You're
What's it about?
diagnosed as a
Diagnosing.
lunatic.
This is
Alright.
why I hate my picks.
Why
You wonder why they
diagnose you?
take so long. As soon as I say the title, you guys jump in.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, it's on my home screen, Netflix. Go on.
Who has the
Yeah.
time to watch all 3 picks every week?
God.
Yeah, you don't have to watch them this week. Just back them up. Load up your watch list.
I'm
So
not talking
Diagnosed
my watch list.
is a Netflix docuseries about a
Did we talk
doctor.
about this last week?
No.
He had like
it was
10
probably.
picks
I
last
get
week. I don't
confused
know.
with what he's talking about in group
It's about a
text or-
doctor who finds like undiagnosed cases and like very rare sicknesses, and she uses her column,
This
like
guy
her
wakes up
newspaper
12
column,
seconds every night.
in the New York Times, and uses social media to get these people help. And
Is
like,
this real?
yeah, it's real. Everything
is
I'm
this-
talking about, it's a documentary, means real, Chris.
Yeah, wait.
I keep missing the intro.
The documentary. Is it one of them real
Is
documentaries?
it one of them real documentaries? No, it's called Diagnosed, and it's just cool because these people have these rare diseases.
Oh, I think I'd have all those diseases
Yeah.
though if I'm watching it.
No, you
Oh, I
don't.
know.
No,
You know what?
no.
Mine like kind of hurts.
Nah,
sometimes.
you wouldn't, because like some of these people have like serious shit going on, and doctors can't diagnose it, and she just uses her New York Times column and social media to basically.
Oh, so it is fake.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
New York Times. That was.
I got you.
See, we talk about things that weren't funny.
Yeah.
There we go.
He
Sometimes-
tried.
sometimes
He
you
tries.
say
Sometimes
something.
they fold. So yeah, watch it. It's good. And they help diagnose some of these people. and
Well,
it's actually pretty crazy.
I wasn't gonna watch it, but that review
After you picked it.
it pushed me over the edge. I just can't wait to watch Diagnosed now. Go on. I'm sure there's another exciting review at the tip of your fingers.
fucking hate you. The next one is called Woo Assassins.
Oh God. Here we
I've
go.
been waiting to push this one on for a while now, but I just haven't had. I've had other shows that I want to recommend first. This one is Netflix Kung Fu series with my boy Iko Uwai. That's EIKO UW.
Why are you spelling it? Nobody cares.
Because if they want to type in
Nobody's
Iko
watching this.
Uwai,
Yeah.
yes they are.
But you know,
There's tons of action. It's basically like
it's the opposite of you.
it's a sick
You're
kung fu
full
thing.
of
This guy
stack.
Iko
How much do
Uwai.
they sleep in this?
This guy Iko Uwai is the new fucking Bruce Lee.
Oh,
He's
yeah?
awesome. So anybody out there
dude.
who
Yeah, what are you
loves,
trying to say,
it's not
man?
racist. He's awesome and he does exactly what Bruce Lee does. He's a fucking kung
Oh,
fu
they all
expert.
do the same thing?
Looks a lot like him too.
God, yeah.
Jesus.
I fucking hate you guys. And it's basically about this Wu assassin and he needs to
He's
save the
so
world
good.
from other Wu masters.
Bull Masters.
So it's awesome. If you like that fucking shit, that kung fu and that Wu Tang, again and again, listen to it and watch it.
Okay.
I forgot that it was a show, and I thought that's why I said listen to it.
All right, well,
Listen to it. Don't
already-
watch it though. The graphics
I'm already
sucks.
bored listening to you talk about it. So.
Well, those are my 3 picks. Kiss
That's
my
it?
fucking ass. I gave you 3 picks.
Oh
That's
God,
it.
I can't
All
believe.
right, we did. I don't know if we want to get to it. We did get a question
Oh,
today.
is it the one that I
Not
asked?
the one that you asked. Chick asks,
Oh God.
"Is Chick as handsome in person as he is in photos?" I think we just let the listeners
God.
answer that.
What a hack.
We got a real one though, from F_A_R55.
Okay. I think I do.
I think that's.
Yeah.
Alright. Would you guys consider having a woman co-host with you? If yes or no, why?
Okay. I'm gonna answer this
A
on.
co-host, it says, or not guest, just a co-host.
It says co-host, but I think they mean guest.
I would totally get rid of Chick's picks and get a woman in here.
Chiquina.
Yeah.
Chiquina. I would not want to have a 4th host if that's what they were
That'd be too
asking.
busy.
That would be
Yeah.
too many people all the time. If she meant, would we want a female guest? I
Yes.
actually would love nothing
I
more
think that'd be great.
than to have as many more female guests come on as possible.
Yeah.
I think they would bring a different dynamic, and if they could sit here and talk with our childish asses, it'll probably make for great radio
I
or
think so, too.
great podcasting.
All right. Yeah. No.
But
definitely.
yeah, we would love to have a female
Yeah.
on, and I'm actually in the works of getting somebody on. Is that who it is?
Yes.
Oh, it is. So they're asking about themselves.
I like it.
That's
You'll
cool.
be on
All
here
right,
soon.
Yes.
If you're listening.
By the way, I did go out with. I went out for my birthday.
I
this
actually
weekend.
do want to talk about this.
Yeah, because you
Oh,
didn't show
It was
up.
fun. Yeah,
You didn't show up, and you know it's good to know I have a solid team behind me. All my friends show up for my birthday. Chris, thank you for showing
Oh
up.
yeah, no problem.
Your lovely girlfriend came. The McCaffrey brothers were there, but Chick didn't show up because I'm sure you were so busy researching your picks or whatever you do at night. I don't know. What do you do? What were you doing that night?
We were betting that you were sleeping in your car.
I was sleeping in my room that night, but then I woke up and
Yeah,
it was
that
just
mask
like
on
I was
looking-
like on and off. It was just
Looking like a baby
a
elephant
tough
with that
night.
mask.
But you want to know what's even more fucked up?
No.
So I was talking to one of the listeners to our show and new friend of ours,
Yeah.
and
Who?
can I think I could say her name?
Yeah, why not?
All right, Francesca. Shout out.
Shout out, Francesca.
Shout out to
Shout out.
Francesca. I was talking to her about it because she's the next guest that we're going to try and get her on.
Yeah,
as
we'd
soon
love
as-
to get her.
We would love to get her on. We think it would be a lot of fun. Hopefully sooner than later, but we'll figure out a time and place. But she also asked me because she happens to play softball with my sister-in-law.
Wow. I didn't know softball ran in the family.
My sister-in-law is a very good athlete.
Yeah.
So my godson is learning more probably from my sister-in-law when it comes to baseball than my brother.
Yeah.
So he's more the football guy. But yeah, she's a terrific athlete, and she's on a softball team with Francesca. And we were talking about, I don't even remember how it started, but it got brought up that my sister-in-law plays softball. She's like, "Oh, what's her name?" I told her. She's like, "Oh my God, I play softball with her on Sundays. You should come."
Oh, okay.
I'm
you
like-
gonna go?
Well, it's this past Sunday, and I'll probably go to not the next
Oh,
game,
you
but the
didn't
one
go.
after. You guys ruined the story.
Yeah.
So she.
That was a story?
Well,
What
it's
the-
getting
Well, your
into one.
answer
Your story
well,
was you
I'm going
didn't go?
next week.
This is no because it
That's
gets,
your life
it gets
story.
better because
I didn't go this week, but maybe I'll go next week.
No, because it plays into your night.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
gonna go to your next birthday.
Yeah. Maybe when I turn 23.
So
My big 22nd
we're
birthday.
talking. I'm like, maybe I'll go and watch the game. I'll see if my brother's going, and if Jimmy was gonna go. We were
Yeah.
like, maybe we'll all get together and come watch you guys play. I'm like, what time is it? She's like 9 o'clock in Valley Stream. I'm like, Sundays are my days to sleep. That's gonna be tough. We'll see.
Yeah.
I make nothing. I get it. I make no commitments.
Oh.
I get a text from a message from Jimmy first.
Yeah.
What's up, bud? I'm at the field. Where you at? Then I get a phone call from my brother telling me he's at the game with my nephew.
You're full of disappointments. Like,
So I wake up at 11 o'clock because I even thought maybe I'll miss the first game, get there for the second game. It's a doubleheader. I wake up and it's like 11 o'clock, and now other friend of the podcast, Rob,
Yeah.
is now saying, I'm here too. Where the
This
fuck
is
are
Sunday.
you? This is Sunday morning. And he's like, I had a Fanta for you last night, you
Sure did. We
no-showed, and
sent
now
you a
I'm here
picture.
this morning, you're not here. So I basically no-showed the McCaffreys 2 nights in a row.
God, you're just like.
Or a night and a morning, and I'm sorry, Francesca, for not making it.
You know what I love
This
about
isn't
you?
anything personal, because I don't do it for you, B, and I see you all the time.
Yeah, no.
I'm
it's-
just terrible at getting out of my house
You don't
and
like
doing
leaving.
things.
I should have picked you up.
I don't like doing things.
It's like. But your life would be a little more enriched if you just went out.
And you're probably right. I would have had a great time. From what I heard, my nephew got a standing ovation from everybody at the game because
Jeez.
he was hitting a ton out of the wiffle ball.
Hitting a ton of.
And I would have got to see Francesca play, my sister-in-law, would have hung out with Jimmy and Rob,
Well,
and I blew it.
yeah, you probably would have had something to talk about on the podcast.
I know.
Like, think about it that way. Think about life as like maybe I
You
could
don't
do
remember
this
3 months ago when he said, "I'm gonna
Oh,
start doing
of
things?"
course, of course.
You know what the problem is
How many
about doing
times has
things?
Chicolo-
You gotta do it.
I gotta do it.
Yeah.
And I hate going out. It's hard to develop fake energy to go out. Like, oh, I want to and be excited about going somewhere to watch
But this
people
goes
drink.
back to
What
your.
if you actually get excited about it?
Because I don't drink and I'm going to sit in a fucking crowded bar with...
fair. You know
and
what?
my
That's
problem
fair,
is
though.
I
But
despise
did we sit
people.
in a crowded bar?
We didn't.
No,
We
I don't.
sat
I just
in-
assume every bar is going to be crowded.
We sat
No,
in it.
it was actually very
And
non-bar.
I hate majority of the people in this world. So...
But maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. Like
I don't know,
maybe
you get along with everyone on here.
go find people.
Because I'm good at getting along. I can talk to anybody, but before I meet somebody, I probably dislike them until they open their mouth.
Yeah, but you know what'd be
That's
great? Like, go out and your fun of the night could be like, let me get into a weird conversation with this
Or an
person.
argument. You might love that.
Yeah.
Dude, you could argue with so many new people.
I was disappointed you weren't there.
I was.
I thought you were a good friend of mine. That's all I'm going to say, and we'll leave it at that. I thought you were a friend. But,
Well, if you made it this far, but
but
One,
I do want
birthday
to...
celebrations at this age shouldn't be taken too personal.
No, and they would... And,
And it
and I
wasn't really a
honestly,
birthday
I
celebration.
didn't even tell them McCaffrey's it was a birthday
yeah,
celebration.
I kind
Well,
of.
that's just weird.
Because was not trying to make it a birthday thing. But, yeah. I want to say 2 things about that night, though. One. What?
I fell for another fraud.
Oh, God.
I
You
forgot
You fell
about
for another
this.
fraud an hour and a half into the show?
No, not
See,
just now. Not just now.
Shit.
No, this is
But you
a
brought
few
it up
days
just
ago.
now.
No, I totally forgot.
Nobody's
Why
listening
are
anymore.
you so dumb?
Nobody's
I don't
listening.
know why I'm so dumb.
My God. Jeez. Like, it
I get
bothers
an
me how-
email from Apple.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Oh, we're gonna have to cut this separate.
Oh, God. Did
It's
Tim
gonna be its
Cook
own
call
thing.
you himself and be like, we want you to work?
I get a call from Apple.
I need you to work for me. What's your
I
social?
get a
Printers are done.
I get an
We have
email
3
from
cameras.
fucking Apple
Yeah.
saying that somebody's accessed my account in
course, yeah.
Indonesia or somewhere like that, and they are going to, if I don't verify who it is, my Apple account will get cut. I'm like, this isn't real, but what if it is?
But you know it's not.
It was the real thing. So I click this one thing, right, just to see what the fuck it is.
No, Chic.
It takes me to Apple's website. I'm on Apple's website doing an Apple verification that I've done before with Apple.
My biggest problem is with you that you don't take a breath in between sentences.
He doesn't. You really struggle through the
Every-
every
Every last 3 words, it's always like,
and like you don't.
You never
breathe
know how many
well,
breaths
so
you're
it's
gonna get. You gotta put as much into each one as you can. So, I wound up doing this whole verification process with my fucking.
Take breath now.
With I had to do my social. I gave them fucking everything.
Oh my God! Stop
just
giving
an
me
idiot.
social security.
I'm so dumb. I was so annoyed at myself.
You-
No, the best part yet
Your
to
parents
come.
should have never given you your social security card, but you shouldn't know this.
He uses it like
Well,
a credit card. I'm like,
So I get this is the best part. So now I call up Apple after the fact instead of before the fact
Of course.
because I'm smart.
Yeah.
So I tell this lady, I'm like, listen, I think I just got had. She's like,
I've been
she's
had
like,
before,
what
and I might have been
happened?
had again.
I think I got had again. I said, she goes, tell me what happened. I said, I got an email from Apple from you
she's
guys.
recording this. You won't
No,
fucking
this
believe
lady,
the
me
thing.
and
in the
how
break
having a
room,
laugh.
like,
This
you're not
lady
gonna
loved me
believe
because
this.
I started dropping like I'm a fucking idiot. I felt like Tommy
Yeah.
Boy wearing
Yeah.
like, this is why I suck as a salesman.
Yeah.
And I'm
you
like,
get duped
she's
by
like, well, we wouldn't. She goes, don't worry, this happens to a lot of people. You're not the
Happens
only
to a lot
one.
of-
old people.
Yeah.
This happens to a lot of grandparents.
And and she's like, what did they ask for? I'm like, we'll never ask. So I said, they asked for my social. She's like, we would never ask for your social.
But most people wouldn't. Like,
I
what
said-
are you doing? Throwing that stuff out there.
Right, who asked for his social?
So I told the lady, I was like, listen, the only thing I was concerned about was my social. I said, luckily, my credit sucks, and there's probably not much they can do with my social. But I just wanted to know that I got it was a fraud. She goes, yeah, that was probably fraud.
By the way, I just wanted to say, these guys that do the fraud probably get people like you all the time. So they're like, they'll get, all right, we got the guy's social, we got him on the line. And then they look at your credit like, yeah, it's another dummy, of course.
This guy's useless.
It's the only people we get. Their credit is shot. It's probably all guys with bad credit, or they get into
You
credit
want to know
cards
why?
and
Because
get
I'm
mad.
loose with it at this point. I don't care. My credit sucks. What's going to happen? Take
How
my
much
I
social.
don't know. Try to work on getting it
social.
better.
No, I know, but what are you going to do? Are they going to make it worse?
What are you gonna
No,
do?
I'm saying they're going to make it worse.
Well, they're not gonna make it better.
Can't hurt it.
You can't help it.
You
Can't help it.
Oh, you are a gem.
Dude, I almost forgot about that.
Oh God.
And this happened yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I fucking.
And
I'm
you
an idiot.
almost already got duped again today.
Yeah.
When?
I don't know.
I'm sure it
assuming
I'm
it
sure.
happened.
I'm sure it
When?
happened.
We haven't been recording this whole time. That's
Yeah, no, we're just having a talk.
Yeah.
We're just having a talk.
Oh man.
But yeah, you guys got anything else going on?
No, the
I don't
show's
think
over.
so. I don't think so. I was gonna talk about how I Irish goodbye to everybody that night, but this is much more entertaining.
So you had all those people coming, and you would Irish goodbye.
I didn't have anybody come. I met them out, and then I I had an awkward interaction with one guy from Farmingdale that embarrassed me very much. I don't want to say his name, but he's very successful, and we were introduced to each other, and he goes, yeah, high school. And I go, what's your last name? And then when he told me, I was like, oh no. And that was awkward, just because I don't...
You didn't remember him? So why is that awkward?
It was just a weird...
Yeah, why is that
there was a 10-second thing where he kind of wasn't...
Was his initials JB?
Yeah, it was... No. I don't know, I don't think... No, it wasn't.
Alright.
But it was one of those things where he had been like, yeah. Well, we did go to high school together, and he wasn't backing up on it. He was just like, and I was like, oh.
Just let it go, buddy. I don't know you.
30 years ago.
But the second he said his name, I was like, oh, goddamn. And he was super nice, and then we ended up talking.
Is he coming on the podcast?
No. He's too big for us. So.
Is that successful?
Yeah, way too big for us. Honestly. Yeah.
All right.
And then we went to another place, and I think I told one McCaffrey brother, I'm like, I think I'm gonna Irish goodbye to you guys right now, because I'm at the point, and I've said this before, I enjoy a good Irish goodbye, and maybe that's racist against Irish people.
You're
but
allowed
I am
to make
Irish.
fun of your own guy.
I don't want the fanfare of saying goodbye to everybody. I kind of want to.
Don't say fanfare like you're so fucking popular.
Just give everyone a high five and.
Can't you just do a group goodbye?
No, because. No, I don't know. I kind of like disappearing into the night.
Oh, you think it's mysterious?
Oh,
No, I don't think it's mysterious. I think it's convenient.
No, he's an artist.
He's an artist.
No. I'm not.
He's just so cool.
No, I'm not.
It is more
It's
convenient.
convenient. I don't want to listen. Not everybody's in the same place. I just told one person, I'm like, listen, I'm okay. I didn't get kidnapped or anything, but I'm getting out of here. And then I got the text when I get home.
And then you
I
got
started-
kidnapped.
Yeah, and then I got kidnapped by an Uber driver, and he brought me to my
Nice.
But yeah, so always I'm just terrible. But it would have been nice to have you out there. I'm not,
Well, if you guys
Listen,
made it this
we
far,
missed you.
We missed you. You weren't the only friend that
To our
missed out
listeners-
on that night, Noah.
if you made it this far,
If you made it this far,
Yeah.
review us.
Review us. 5-star reviews. Come on, we haven't got one in a little
And
bit.
actual wordy reviews.
Yeah, wordy.
I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the-
Don't
I
give
like
us
us
to
like
read
the
them.
birdie reviews.
I like
Yeah.
to read reviews.
Tell us what you really
He's got a
think.
lot of time on his hands. He likes
As
to
long as
read
it's
things.
positive.
The more he's reading our reviews, the less he's text messaging us.
I do
So
not
it's-
text us a lot anymore.
Well, I'm talking to you from 9 a.m. to 3 in the morning.
Well, some of that's because I'm on another group text with you. Now you got me on two.
I know.
Now you got him on two.
And the
That's
other one, I
dangerous.
don't always prompt. the
And
comments.
side note, we
True.
had 2 group chats this week. Totally threw me off.
And that's because B's an idiot.
All right.
Well,
And he took my advice, and I'm happy he did.
you actually deleted
we
everything,
switched
so
it
you
back.
deleted it.
Yeah, you.
I didn't
deleted
delete anything in your phone. You did it. I was just looking and saying.
What
you-
he's saying is, so we deleted a bunch. I deleted a bunch of stuff on my phone, and I deleted all my text messages. So we were in a private adult babies group text, and apparently I couldn't get back to it because I deleted it, and I tried. I looked up adult babies and it was gone. So I'm sorry. I texted you both separately at the same. Whatever. Jesus Christ. Can't even believe I'm mentioning this, guys.
We didn't make you go on that long rant about it. If you made it this far, thanks for listening. We love you. Until the
See you
next
next
time.
I can't imagine you did.
Shut the fuck up.